Exactly.
But then, like, do I stop moving, or you just never notice that I stop?
No, sometimes that does happen. Like when I look back to the edit, I'm like, oh shit, that boy frozen. I think I need to warm him up. Do I need to do a little like
Oh yeah,
touch him a little bit inappropriately? But I'm just trying to bring my boy back to life. Is that such a bad thing? I don't think so.
Nah, I ain't see nothing wrong with the little bump.
Exactly. If there's one thing I've learned, ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. If they're underage and you urinate on them, that's one thing.
It's a little wrong.
That's a little different. That's a little different.
You're a monster, especially if you do it a lot. I mean, if you do it once, you're already a monster. But if you do it a lot, you're equally as bad of a monster, if not more of a monster. AJ, get me out of this terrible situation.
Okay, welcome to episode 27 of Beer Belly. John is a terrible human being, but we're still here to celebrate great beers. And today's episode is very different from the others. We are doing a BYOB episode. We have no idea what the other person is bringing. I brought my beer. He's brought his beer. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait to see what he brought. That's what I'm most hyped for. And I brought mine. And I will say this. I've had one of the beer I brought once before, earlier this week, in fact. So I'm excited about that. It's not going to be my first beer, but I'm so excited to see what you brought, though. Does that make sense?
Both beers I brought to my own BYOB is beers I've had before.
I figured that would be the case. Awesome. I figured that would be the case. Only because, as my best friend, you are what's called, and defined in the dictionary, Webster, that is, a basic hyphen ass bitch, essentially.
I don't like the hyphen. Get rid of the hyphen. Just
okay, fine. You know what? Yeah. Pardon, proper pronunciation.
Oh my god.
So are you ready to show what you brought? I'll show what I brought first.
Can you pause it really quick, AJ?
Sure, we'll do it. We'll be back in just 1 second. 2, 1. Go ahead, sir.
Well, AJ made us pause. It wasn't me.
It was my fault, really.
He was sending me private chat messages that you guys can't see behind.
Take your pants off. Stuff like that. Really.
They're already off, AJ.
What can I do to be me too'd? Is really my hashtag.
Let's get started.
Let's do that. So what makes this episode different? I think I made it apparent earlier, right before this, but just in case I didn't. It's a BYOB episode. Yeah. We are just going to bring our own beer,
We're having our own parties.
We have no idea what the other person is bringing, which kind of makes this fun, I think.
Yeah.
So
beer roulette. I got a bottle
of
a beer that is a Elysian Space Dust.
I never thought I would see the day from you.
This was like my go-to for a hot minute.
I thought because you had to settle for that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That's a best friend talking right there.
You're right. I didn't think about that. I will say I used to hate this beer at one point, but
only because it's so readily available. That's the thing, or it was so readily available.
I don't like at that point. I guess that was a factor for me.
Pre-COVID, this was like the IPA that every restaurant would have. Like, do you feel me on that?
Oh yeah, there was one year I went to the OC Fair 3 times, and their best, strongest that was worth the money was an Elysian Space Dust. They had another IPA, probably Lagunitas, that shitty beer. Yeah. If I had to pick between the two, I was gonna pick Elysian. So, and they got the job done.
I mean, at the end of the day, which percentage is higher? This Space Dust IPA.
Yeah.
So therefore, you might as well go with that.
Just so you know, even if the Lagunitas was higher, I would rather have a Corona. Just so you know. Just so you're informed.
I'm informed. Just so someone else is listening and watching knows. That's what you call a stubborn asshole. But are they wrong? Probably not.
No. I'm just one of the most stubborn people you'll ever meet.
kind of, but in a loving way. So you didn't ask me, but what I brought is this little beer called.
Oh, I don't care what you brought. I'm enjoying my own beer.
God damn it! I'll tell you what.
What is it? Show
me. This is called the Pineapple Farm Hazy IPA. I'll even do a little close up for the camera for you. Again, if you want to watch the video versions, always just search Bear Belly Podcast on YouTube or just look at the bio on any of our social medias. It'll be there for you. It's a nice little spot. It's by a Coronado Brewing Co. Coronado Brewing Co. Check it out. I'm excited to try this one.
What's the percentage in that bad boy?
I think it's about 7, but let me point it out to you. Jimmy, do you mind giving me a glass so I can pour it in a glass real quick? Thank you, sir.
Do you have him just chilling there?
Okay, so our roommate in this house, he specifically wanted to be a part of the episode, and the only way he wanted to be a part of the episode was just to chill while we're recording. I asked, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just want to hang out while you guys are doing it." And I'm like, "Okay." So he's my personal assistant for this episode. Thank you again, by the way, Jimmy. Anyway, I think it's a good 7% even, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 7% by Coronado.
Nice.
So with shall we get drinking, sir?
Well, mine is 8.2. So,
and that's a standard, not even double IPA.
No, nope.
Technically, right?
Yeah, it's a standard, just a standard Space Dust standard IPA. Standard.
It makes sense as to how such an IPA can become such a household name without having to be a double. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like it just shot up.
No, it's
right. But it came like out of nowhere.
It makes sense how it did. I mean, you think about it. The bottle's dark. The design is cute. The potency is absolutely there. How could it not become a household name? It's crazy. I don't know. Go ahead, please.
How's yours? You're complimenting mine. I want to know how yours is. I've never had that one. I've seen
Not bad. A little sandy.
I
feel like I'm tasting a little bit of beach water.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of beach water. Okay. I have a little bit of sand on my back of my throat.
That gross.
But it ain't bad. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're a good gentleman.
I would love to see sand come out.
Let me give a little. What's that? Well, you're a little biased. My co-host on the sidelines, he's from Boston, so he prefers Chicago. Let me just give a little color reference for those who are watching the video version. It's a nice little yellow coloring, very yellow, a little cloudy. Am I wrong?
Yes. No, that thing looks super cloudy.
It's not bad. That's a nice little 7% boy.
Not bad. Mm-mm. So before we started recording, you went to Holland's Head, right?
Oh, absolutely. In Orange, California. Yep.
So how was your experience? What sandwich did you get?
Oh, I wish I could tell you the name of it. I'll tell you the meat that consisted of it. It was a little bit of ham, a little bit of roast beef, a little bit of turkey, a little bit of avocado. I requested jalapenos thrown in.
Nice.
And that was about it. It was a really good little double sandwich.
You got it a double?
You always got to do the double. If you know you're going to have a day of drinking ahead of you, just go with the double. Simple as that. Just don't even argue. Go with the double every time.
I agree. It's like when you get a single, it's kind of like, no. Why?
Like, are you trying to do yourself a disservice at that point?
You're only hurting yourself, really.
Really, yeah, seriously. How much alcohol are you trying not to absorb at that point?
So, how many beers did you get?
Oh, God. Unfortunately, like 4.
4?
I only anticipated 2. But unfortunately, on the way up there, my dad called my uncle. My uncle was like, hell yeah, I'm down. And then it became a full-on family event.
What time do they close? I thought they closed at 5.
6 p.m. But I talked to the owner and I was like, hey, I heard you guys close at 6 p.m. He's like, oh yeah, but we won't do last call till about 6:15, 6:30 p.m. Okay. So they were in no hurry to close at all.
Nice. Do you know every beer you had?
I couldn't name them off the top of my head. All I know is that they were all IPAs. And
Did you get that black IPA?
Thank you for asking. So the last beer I bought my uncle was a double dry hopped black IPA.
That's from Rip? No,
yes.
Oh, it was from Rip.
It was from Rip. I couldn't remember the name of the beer off the top of my head, but it was a double IPA, double dry hopped black IPA. It was a bad boy. I took a slightly sip from his, and he said, oh yeah, this is different from what I usually get. So there's that.
It's bomb.
It is bomb. I felt bad because I felt like I was shitting on you trying Rip beers, but it was so good.
Oh, I mean, I've had Rip beer.
No, I know you have, but I know you've been wanting to take me.
It's okay. The one that they have there, I've looked at recently the Rips Brew menu, and they've updated it since I went.
Well, that's cool.
But they don't have that black IPA there.
The double IPA, black IPA?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I look forward to trying a whole taster at least.
That place is so cheap. Let me just make you a little bit more wet about it.
Please. Moisten me up.
Most of their tasters are 5 ounces.
That's a good taste. That's a good sized taster, might I add.
And about 98% of the tasters are $2.
That's bullshit. That's so dirt cheap.
5 ounces for $2. That is like the broke college kids' place to drink. 10 ounces.
Seriously, if you're into beer, and if you're into craft beer, if you're into IPAs, just go to the West Coast, check out Orange County, look up Rip Brewing Company.
Oh yeah,
with 3 eyes, and just enjoy yourself.
I think it's 2. You're drunk, AJ. You're seeing 3.
You're probably right, actually. I think I saw 4, but I tried to even that with 3. I was wrong. But either way, I had 2 Rip IPAs today.
Oh, you had the other one they had there.
Yes. It was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed everything they had to offer. But that said, I felt guilty every time because I was like, I know John wants to take me here. I know I want him to take me here. So therefore, I need to try it eventually, which is why I got a little taster to begin with, if that makes sense.
Oh, you just got a taster? Or you got the 17-ounce pours that they pour you?
So hear me out.
I'm hearing, AJ.
The young gentleman you and I know of who is about our age that works at Hollingshead, really nice guy.
Yeah.
This is the first time he ever offered me without me asking. He offered, and I always thought he probably was like, this guy's okay, but he's a little douchey. That's how I thought he thought I was, which I understand totally.
That's what we all
I'm a bit, yeah.
It's a collective thought.
You know what I mean? I bring it upon myself, really. But at the end of the day, he still ignored that thought and was like, you know what? He's a douche, but let me give him a try anyway. Okay. He gave me 2 different tasters throughout the entire time I was there. He was a true gentleman.
Like you wanted to try it and he gave it to you, or he just said, hey, why don't you try the number 10?
All I did was bring up certain beers and he was like, let me give you a taster. That's all he did. I didn't have to try. He just threw it out there and I was like, oh, thank you very much. Yeah. And I tipped him for it, obviously, but he didn't have to do that because he never had before.
Nah, he's a really nice, great guy.
He was super chill. So again, if anyone's relative to the West Coast or the Southern California area, go to Hollingshead Delicatessen in Southern California. You have some great beers ahead of you. I'll just put it that way. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let them know that Beer Belly podcast sent you. Simple as that.
Are you? Yeah. How far are you with that bad boy?
I'm only about halfway at best.
What's the ounces on that thing?
It's like a good 16-ounce beer.
Okay, so it's only slightly more than mine. I'm like taking my time on mine.
It's a solid pint, and it's at 6.8. So earlier I said 7. My apologies. My apologies. It's actually 2/10 lighter. My bad.
Well, I guess since mine's a little bit stronger, it makes up for the smaller size, right?
There you go. Well, you're 12 ounces. It's okay.
So
we even
on Saturday, I booked my wedding venue.
I'm excited about that, by the way. I'm very excited for you, sir.
It's a nice place. It's great.
I can't believe I will be there. Whether you want me there or not, I will be there.
I have some security guards, Joshua, ready to escort
looking out for me exclusively.
I told you I got like the baller groom room, right?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
You have not told me that at all. Do go into detail, please.
So it's this separate little room that you go into. It's not little, it's pretty damn big.
I hate this man, by the way.
Right when you walk in, there's a pool table just right in there.
Oh, that's for you and me, obviously.
It's for the guys. It's for my boys. And
well, I'm going to be touching you as a boy, which you're going to feel uncomfortable about, but I will make happen.
It's still happening. As I'm single,
right? He's touching my sack. I have nothing to do with this, but I will slightly accept it anyway. So it is what it is. Sorry, Dad.
Uh, my dad's gonna be there. He's gonna be looking at you kind of funky, but
Like,
all
God
right.
damn it. I'm not surprised, but it's also happening.
So from there, they have like a little bar area, and it's unlimited of their house beer. I don't know what that is. I need to find out what that is. But it's we have it for the room for an hour and a half. So for an hour and a half, you guys can have the house beer.
That's plenty of time.
I don't want to be even slightly buzzed right before I walk.
Don't let me be part of that room.
Oh, yeah,
and you'll be fine.
That's why you're not allowed in the
Isn't
room.
That the worst part of it is that as long as you don't allow me to be there, you'll be fine.
So they also have an espresso machine, so I can just imagine you just one more, John, and then take 2 espressos. You'll be fine.
The worst part is anyone who's listening or watching. It's so true. John is 100% right about this. Not 100, 200% right.
Oh, you're going to just peer pressure the shit out of me.
Dude, don't worry about it. We'll have like 5 espressos. We'll be fine.
Okay, well, if it's 5, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Super comfy couches. And then what's the other thing? They have like this giant, it's probably like 50, 60-inch TV.
Mm-hmm.
That when we walked in, they had sports playing. Hopefully, I can ask them to do some type of Marvel movie.
That'd be tight.
Marvel fanboy. And then I'm gonna ask Peter to bring his laptop so we can Marvel it for
some
a good
parsec.
hour and 20 minutes. I only need one parsec. It would be us, the guys.
You're right.
We get the room for an hour and a half. I only need 3 minutes to get ready.
Wow.
27 minutes of partying.
Listen to that, Peter. Listen to that, Peter.
So yeah, that's great. The chapel's beautiful.
I bet
where the ceremony is going to be, and then the reception where the partying is going to be. It's really nice. It has like a farm style to it, but that's not why I'm bringing that up. Ooh, that's nice, AJ.
Good.
I dropped off my fiance to go have brunch with her bridesmaids. She was asking them.
Humble brag.
And I was sitting there at the parking lot. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's 18 minutes to get home. And I'm only 8 minutes away from Holland set.
Which is where I have my bone to pick with you, sir. But go on.
So
continue.
I have never gone by myself.
Exactly.
To drink, and I've always said I never would. Because it's a depressing
son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
But I had time to kill.
Which is where my topic comes in, sir. So you have called me out for being like, I could never. And I've been like, what's the big deal?
I thought about you.
I'm chill. Thank you. You thought about me legitimately?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought, AJ does this.
And it's not that big of a deal.
Why can't I do?
It's really not that bad.
It's not.
So to anyone who's listening, who's not listening either, I guess. Okay. So John was like, I don't understand how you could chill at a bar by yourself and just enjoying a beer. And I was like, it's actually kind of nice. You just get to do your own thing. Look at your phone if you want, whatever.
Right.
You did the same thing I did.
Lonely person.
Exactly. I mean, granted, it's always nicer if you're there. That way I could have my best bro to hang with. But if I'm not there, and if you're not there, we're just going to do our own thing.
As well.
So how dare you judge me, sir? That's my topic.
Yeah, so I went.
Not that bad, huh? Not that bad.
Well, what the other thing that kind of persuaded me to go was the Joe Rogan podcast released the episode with Elon Musk, and I saw it was like 3 hours. So I was like, well, let's do this. So yeah, I went. I had 2 beers. One of them was the black IPA, and I don't remember. Oh, and the second one, I ended up buying a bottle of the Elder and then just having them poured in a glass.
Isn't that so nice when they do that though?
Oh man,
a nice 17-ounce glass of it to where they pull the whole bottle in it. Because the
So
bottle's what, like 12 or 16 ounces worth?
16.
It's a big bottle, right? Kind of.
It's 16. It's bigger than these.
Yeah, I mean, it's bigger than the standard bottle.
If I really wanted to, I can get up and check.
It's probably like 14 to 16 ounces, right?
I want to say 16.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. You know that it's bigger than the standard bottle. You know that you're getting your money's worth. Why not just chill on it? Fuck it. Who cares? It's not that bad, right? It's actually kind of chillaxing.
I really didn't mind it. I mean, I kind of wish I brought my Switch on me so I could play my rhythm game a little
That
bit
would
more.
be nice. That would be nice.
But it was really unexpected and spontaneous of myself to go out with myself.
I was insulted that you didn't invite me to be there.
Did you have that Saturday off?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't.
Mm-hmm.
AJ.
I really didn't.
Come on.
I didn't tell you, but I expect you to throw it out.
So why can't you just tell me?
I expect you to throw out the invitation just in case. That's
AJ, I'm telling you this right now. The next time you have a weekend off, well, no, you're gonna let me talk, you drunk mess.
I will after you. I will after you. Go on. Tell the people.
Whenever you have a weekend off, that is Saturday or Sunday, let me know. We would have been at RIP already.
Okay.
WTF, man.
To those who are only listening and not watching, just know that this man is a very questionable human being, as I am.
I'm
not doubting that I am a questionable human being. I should have been counseled 30 years ago. I'm only
listen to ST Geek.
No, that'll give you plenty of fuel. That'll give you plenty of fuel.
You'll cancel the shit out of it.
Exactly. 10 times over.
You'll get so canceled they'll renew you just to cancel you. Oh yeah.
Can that be on a t-shirt? Somehow. Oh, yeah. Can we fit that on a t-shirt?
That should be an SD Geek one.
Y'all canceled me so hard. You brought me back just to cancel me again. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
No, but seriously, why not just throw out the invitation and be like, hey, if you can be there, great. If you can't, that's okay too. That's where my head's at.
You get your schedule a month in advance.
I just think
literally
you
let me know.
Mind if I wasn't there that badly, which is okay too. Which is okay too.
I never think, hey, I'm gonna go to Rip Brewery in the morning. But if I knew you had a Saturday,
I'm your guy for Rip Brewing. How many friends do you have that want to go to Rip? How many friends?
2.
Go on.
You're one of them, obviously.
Yes. Yes.
And I've recently discovered I'm pretty good company with myself. So
son of a bitch. On that note, we'll be right back. We need to grab our second beers.
Oh, yes.
Right about now.
Put that on. Look at how he sways.
I'm not swaying at all. Not even swaying.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Yeah, a little bit. Just barely though. It's like a sprinkled dinkle. Just a little sprinkle dink.
I hear it.
No, there's nothing to hear.
No.
Oh, is that man coherent? Extremely. What were you saying earlier? Please tell me.
Oh, that yesterday John was calling me. He was saying I'm his wife woman. And I was like, what?
Same as AJ.
I was like, that implies there's a wife man. And he's like, yes.
Yep.
AJ.
Yes. That's all I needed to hear in life. That's all you know what? I have a shirt idea that's only going to further install what I have in mind. So forgive me in the future, but it will happen. I promise. Don't tell John. He has no right to know, but just
okay. Okay, let's get started.
Okay. Give me your favorite. No. Call her back. Call her back.
She's painting.
God damn it.
She's finishing my other Cobra Kai.
Oh, that's hot.
Because before it was like stencil, and now she's like, look it. This is where she's at now.
Oh, that's a hot woman you got there.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's really nice already.
She's a good woman right there.
Oh, yep. Are we officially recording?
Oh, we're recording, baby. We've been recording, baby.
So let me tell you. Let me remind me right now on what I wanted to remind myself to remind you to remind me about. So go ahead and what beer are you drinking? Let me see.
I'm drinking the John Touched Himself IPA, a good solid 7.8%.
Yeah. He does it with basically any IPA.
Yeah, really, yeah. All I need to say, barely solid excuse. Yeah, really. Why don't you tell me what's going on, sir?
Nah, let me see your bottle though.
Oh, okay. So I have a little bit of a story with mine, actually, if you don't mind.
Well, tell me the story.
Okay. So
walk me through it.
So I stayed at my sister and my brother-in-law's house for about 2 weeks. It was super fun. It was actually really, really, really chill. I had a great time.
You got the herpes? Makes sense.
Not quite.
You had to quarantine yourself from your father because of the herpes.
STD free since 93, I suppose. But
okay.
there was actually a cool
Bro,
spot.
it's 2021.
It's been a long time. What can I say? You son of a bitch, calling me out.
All right. Continue. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. So there's a little spot that has a lot of craft beer near their home.
Ooh.
And it's called the Brass Tap in Eastvale, California, Southern California. And the first beer I ordered there, so they have a lot of beers that are on tap, but they also have a lot of beers that they just sell the way that the brewery sends them, the beers themselves, the product. And this is the first beer I ever had. I couldn't believe I found it again. And it's this little boy right here. It's actually really cool. Well, you want to know why it feels familiar? Is because the first episode we ever did, which is called episode 1, an IPA keeps the doctor away.
Doctor away, yeah.
What? Yeah, thank you. Is called the brewery is called Browers West, and this is called their 8.5 IPA.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? It just worked out that way. It's super sick. This is not the IPA we had episode 1, but it's just a cool roundabout way of having that happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
I really wish I was as excited.
You should be
for my beer as you are for yours.
It really worked out poetically. That's all I can say. But please show me what you got to show.
I'm gonna lead up to it. A little behind the scenes. The reason we're doing this episode is because AJ got the herps and we weren't able to meet up and buy beers.
Absolutely.
So I have beers that I haven't drank. 2. I drank the first one. Right. That's great, right? The second one was just a random gift that was gifted to me in October for my birthday.
Absolutely. October? Oh my God.
Yep.
Now, we've talked about it last episode 25. We talked about for episodes up until now, plenty.
Talked about it earlier today.
Does not care for Lagunitas Standard IPA. He really doesn't. And I can imagine he cares less for the tall can version of Lagunitas Standard IPA. What made you choose that, sir? Please.
It was the last of the beers.
What made you buy that for yourself?
It was a birthday gift.
You did say that.
Yeah, it was a birthday gift. It was just one of my employees doesn't really know IPAs, so they
know that you like IPAs.
That's all. And yeah, they got me like 3 IPAs, and
that's
this was
cute.
like, the
yeah.
If only they knew how much I despise Lagunitas. Listen to Whoa, you just got smacked in the face. Listen to the previous episode.
Yes, absolutely.
Listen to the first 15 minutes of the first episode, and you will know how much I hate it.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate, but I'm so glad that you have to suffer through it. Because, okay, if I may say this has been the top of my mind since we came up with this.
I'm drinking it, by the way.
No, wait 1 second. One second. I will say this. Okay, mine open for a second.
Come on, you're struggling.
I think that eventually, in the very near future, we should eventually try each other's beers that we open for this episode.
Okay, I'm down. I'm totally down.
I think you would appreciate what I have.
We should try our best to make it one absolutely awful one that we think would be hilarious, and one good one. One good, one bad.
I considered that for a second, but I was like, no, I'm just going to enjoy it.
No. Look at what I'm putting myself through. I wonder what I would put you through.
Through that, which is okay, but also not the best, though, either.
And I should say that I don't hate the brewery because AJ and I were getting drunk off of a little something, right?
Well, a little something.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
By Lagunitas in Southern California.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers, sir, to you. It's a good beer.
It's not a good beer.
What I'm having is a good beer.
This tastes like, wheel of cheese on the floor.
Yeah.
You give me shit. Listen to the previous episode.
Listen to episode 26, floor cheese, the Alchemist's concoction. Absolutely. Where we actually have the top rated IPA of all time.
That was a nice conversation.
That was fun.
So it's a week later.
It is a whole week later.
Do you think that beer beats any Russian River beers? Any of them?
It's
Happy
funny
Hops
you
doesn't-
ask that because I actually have a full mug right here.
of Hetty Topper?
Of Hetty Topper itself, yes.
But you poured yourself the other can.
I know, which is right here.
Now I'm confused.
Well, this glass all along was Hetty Topper, sir. From the beginning.
Oh, but I saw you pour it in there.
You saw wrong.
Was that the first beer you had was Hetty Topper?
The second beer. I drank the first one real quick, and I drank the second one right after. The edit will show everything.
Really?
A little bit.
Oh, nice. Did you get a
Yes.
whole can, or you shared with your dad?
I shared with everyone.
But was it your can or was it your dad's? Because
It was originally my can, but I said the okay. I give the okay.
How did you get it?
My dad bought it as soon as you told me your mom got the okay. As soon as you told me your mom was gonna buy it, I asked my dad, please try if you can. If it works out, great. If not, oh well. To anyone listening to this or to watching this, if ever The Alchemist by Vermont is available in your area, just buy it if you can. How would you say it, John?
It's extremely hard to get. If you see it, you get it right away because it will be sold out within the hour.
That's as good as I can ever place it. Better than I can ever say it. Because it's true.
I'm not exaggerating.
It is the world-class, highest placed IPA in the world for a reason. I would say, to answer your question, sir, I would say, hear me out, dog.
I don't want to hear you out.
You should.
You Lagunitas, bro.
Don't doubt me, bro.
Continue.
From one toxic male to another, I would say that at the end of the day, I look forward to whenever Pliny the Younger by Russian River Brewing Co. becomes available. And if it doesn't, I will forever wait until it does. Because while I appreciate Hetty Topper, because it's a great, strong, and yet subtle double IPA.
Drink a little bit more. Drink a little bit more of it.
I appreciate.
Not that one. Not that one.
I'm sorry.
You're talking about Hetty Topper.
I will still say that I appreciate that. I appreciate the punch that Pliny the Younger by Russian River Brewing Co. brings, and yet it's still not the most brutish triple IPA I've ever had. Would you say that? It's still not it's not not the triple IPA where it's like
triple IPA
exactly. To where we've had triple IPAs,
several,
a handful of
several.
And we're not like, oh, but not only does it bring the dank, it brings the taste and it brings the potency each and every time, which I think are the top three are the top three categories I look forward to the most. Am I intoxicated? Absolutely. But am I also accurate in my depiction of what a triple IPA should be? Absolutely, as well.
Now, you know how I know you're really intoxicated?
Please.
You didn't answer my question.
And never will I.
Do you like that beer more than any of the Russian River IPAs?
No, absolutely not.
So you like Happy Hops more than that one?
Well, that's not saying every beer. I'm saying triple IPA to triple IPA. Yeah.
No. Well, Hetty Topper is a double. IPA.
You are correct.
I'm just saying. Is there any beer, any Russian River beer? You put that one over?
Well, I mean, I would say that maybe Elder is better than The Alchemist, but
it is.
It probably
drink a little bit. Drink a little bit more. Drink a little bit more. Just
I would need suck the teeth a little bit.
Well, you got it on you. Yeah, you should. Yeah. There you go. Dissect.
I will say this: I'm an old-fashioned man with an old boy plan, and I will say that the Elder will always hold a special place in my heart, which is why I'm biased.
Yeah,
which is why I will say that Pliny the Elder by Russian River Brewing Co. in Santa Rosa, and what's the other area of Northern California? Windsor, California. Santa Rosa and Windsor, California. They just happen to brew a very special beer. Am I wrong by that? Am I wrong?
No. Not at all.
What would you say?
I think Hetty Topper is better than Happy Hops and Blind Pig.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you are very correct by that.
Wow.
But you didn't mention Pliny the Elder, though.
No, Elder's easily. I mean, nice. Alchemist, Hetty Topper, Pliny the Elder.
I agree.
It's that big of a difference for me. Like, it's not even close.
Even with Hetty Topper and Elder.
And I've had Heady Topper a lot.
You've had it at least a few times, right?
I've had a good 7 cans.
Wow.
In the last year, year and a half.
Okay.
Year and a half.
Respect that.
Year and a half, yeah.
I'll touch you to that. Fair
So,
enough. Go ahead.
Finish that because you have your other beer.
I have a whole lot of beer to go.
So my fiance and I started watching Lord of the Rings.
I am very aroused already.
I knew you would be. I had to say that smooth jazz voice.
May I say this before you get started? I know we brought it up last episode, but just to solidify it, I am your best man.
Yeah.
No, not only am I your best man, I am the best man.
You the best man, yes.
Like, I'm on top of the world, I feel right now. For the past few weeks, I've been like, yeah, I'm that guy. No big deal. It's all good. I'm very proud. But go on. Continue.
The day you pick me, trust me, I'm going to be sitting on my Nimbus cloud.
Excuse me, sir. If I pick you. Easy. Take it easy now.
Wow.
You're the one. Yeah. You're the peasant drinking up Lagunitas standard IPA. Need you forget.
You son of a bitch. You brought it back.
Exactly. You showed me the can. That's your fault. That's your fault.
Man, AJ, why did I do this to myself?
You really did. You settled hard.
I
with a beer.
I actually should tell you that I had the Miller still, the sparkling one, and I recently
the High Life?
Yeah. I recently threw away a stout that you and I bought a long time ago. Oh,
I know you're on. Which one are you talking about?
It was this big and red, right?
You didn't even drink it?
No, it was really old at that point, and there's milk in it, and
the old Vesputin. The old Vesputin.
We finished that. That's not what it's called. It was like Little Devil or something like that.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, your dad drank yours.
Yes, exactly.
So my BYOB, if I would have had that when I didn't throw it away, was going to be the Graveyard of Beers, because those are beers that we bought.
That should definitely be a topic in the future, though.
That AJ did not save or buy.
Well, I did buy, but I did not save. That's absolutely true.
You didn't buy the Miller, and your dad drank the Little Devil or whatever the hell that beer was called.
That is very true. I'm sorry. You are correct in that regard.
I don't care. I just thought it was going to be funny, so I thought the funnier thing would be the Lagunitas.
Oh, it's funny for you because you hate it so much. No,
it's not that bad. It's not.
The thing is, the higher pitch in which you say it means the worse that it actually really is.
No, it's good, bro.
It doesn't help me believe it anymore.
So, going back to Lord of the Rings.
Yes, sir.
Which one is your favorite of the three?
That's been a hard question since their inception, really.
Okay.
Because, you get the Fellowship of the Ring. It's the beginning of the journey. I mean, have you really watched The Mines of Moria?
What's that? That means no.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. I'm talking like Gandalf is like, I haven't been here for many years, but I will try to light the way. And he blows on his staff, and it lights the way a little bit. But there's goblins in the middle of that shit, and there's a cave troll.
That's from Fellowship of the Ring, right?
Yes.
Yes. What do you mean, have I truly explored it, though? What do you mean?
Have you really experienced that, though? Would you say you've actually been like, oh, shit, this is scary?
Yes.
Okay. My second question is this. Helm's Deep, when Gandalf the White plunges down the hill with an army to defeat the Uruk-hai.
I don't want to hear this.
Were you uplifted?
I don't want to hear this.
No, you asked my answer. You asked my answer. I'm trying to give it to you. I'm trying to meet you halfway.
You're giving me total spoilers. I haven't seen these movies in like 10 years.
When was the last time you watched them?
I just said it, in like 10 years.
No, you say you just watched them with your girlfriend. With
the Fellowship of the Ring. I said we started to watch them.
Well, then I hope I
may say finished, but we finished Fellowship of the Ring. I mean, I've seen them all. I've seen them all several times.
The hobbits die, Gandalf head, right off.
Blood everywhere.
I'm sorry, little hobbits. I couldn't hold on. like that.
Which one is your favorite, AJ?
Oh God,
That was the question.
They're all so good. I couldn't pick one. I'm that guy.
I mean,
Guy.
which one do you like the least?
I couldn't pick one.
So you think they're all equally as bad?
Maybe the Fellowship slightly.
It starts it up.
That's why I love it so much. Is because it starts the journey. But if you ever read the Fellowship of the Ring, the book,
nah, I'm good.
Okay, I don't.
I just watched the movie.
I don't expect you.
Why would I read something I just watched?
I'll put it this way. I can't.
So then your answer to my question is yes. They're all equally as bad.
Don't ever call them bad.
Okay. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying which one.
Call them bad like 20 years from now when they make a better remake, if they ever do.
Aren't they doing a show on Amazon?
Well, they've said that for like the past 15 years.
I thought that was confirmed though.
It has been confirmed for like 15 years.
So how much did you like The Hobbit then?
I actually like those movies a lot. I know I'm in the minority.
Yeah, you are, man.
But I actually like them a lot.
Why would they kill a dragon off in the first 5 minutes when they could have done
Believe me, that was my only bugaboo of the whole trilogy. That was my only bugaboo. Oh, well, besides the fact that they turned a 1-book movie into a 3-film arc.
9
It was
hours.
kind of disappointing in that regard. But I will say this. They could have turned that 1 book into like 2 movies and cut out the 3rd. It is extremely unfortunate that they decided to kill Smaug within the first 15 minutes of the 3rd film. I agree. It was pretty bad.
Awful. They just wanted a cash grab. But
hear me out. And I, if I'm not mistaken, you and I watched the second movie together.
The first one we saw together in IMAX. I see Peter was there and maybe Glenn or Diego.
But that was also when Smaug was introduced, right?
The first one I didn't watch with you because you saw it in like 60 frames or some shit.
Yes,
like that, right?
I saw in exactly. I saw in HFR, high frame rate. Good memory. But I'm just saying this. It ended with Smaug, and it was tight. It was with Benedict Cumberbatch, who did an amazing job. But even still, they killed him off in the 3rd movie, like in the first 15 minutes. It was a disappointment.
Yep.
It was a disappointment.
Yep.
It was a waste of time.
I know we briefly talked about it in the previous episode 26, Lord Cheese. They're re-releasing those movies, the first 3 in IMAX.
We need to see it.
Oh yeah.
If you're willing to risk the vid, that is.
Again,
I don't blame you if you aren't.
We just double mask.
Triple
or
mask.
It'll just be an empty theater. I mean, haven't you seen the pictures where it's like 2 people in a theater?
2 people, you and me holding hands. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Social distance, but we're still like reaching for each
other.
No,
you and I will still be holding hands, and my leg will be over your leg. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Since we're on the subject of IMAX, I know I asked you a question last episode too about what would be the movie you would want to watch again. What is the worst IMAX movie you've seen?
The worst I've ever seen, IMAX wise?
IMAX.
Oh, that's hard. I will say this. In 8th grade, there was a motocross movie in X Games.
Doesn't count, AJ.
No, but it was still an IMAX, though. Hear me out, dog.
I know, but
I'm just saying. That was probably like the least worthy. It was fun for what it was.
Oh, man.
I would say that is my worst IMAX movie ever. What is your worst IMAX movie?
You cheated.
Was it with me?
Oh yeah, because we saw a lot. Probably.
Was it Man of Steel?
I was gonna say maybe Man of Steel, but Godzilla wasn't good either.
Godzilla's a good movie. That said, hear me out. So since Godzilla vs. Kong has been announced, like officially, I've gone back and watched Godzilla 2014. I've watched Kong Skull Island, and honestly, unfortunately, Godzilla 2014 is not that good.
That's the one with the guy who made the Lord of the Rings, right?
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson.
No, that's not true.
He didn't?
I don't think Peter Jackson made any of those movies.
Then who was the one who made with the King Kong? Oh, Godzilla. I'm sorry. I was thinking King Kong. Sorry.
It's the same thing. He didn't make any of those movies.
He
Peter
didn't?
Jackson. No.
You sure?
It's made by Legendary Pictures, but I don't think he made any of those movies. He might have produced them, but he didn't actually direct them.
Because I thought he was the one who also like contributed to the ride at Universal Studios.
Well, to anyone who knows who's screaming at us right now, let us know at
I'm
Beer Belly
looking it
Pod
up
on Instagram and Twitter, and also just email us beerbellypod@gmail.com.
You see that?
Yep, that's not Peter Jackson.
It says
Definitely-
it right
Definitely not Peter Jackson.
there. Right there. That
Definitely
says
not Peter
Jackson. Is it backwards for you?
There's, I see Jackson eat pip.
It's Peter Jackson. I told you.
I know no say Peter.
So in conclusion, since
Sure.
he made that crappy movie, by extension,
I really don't think he did.
it's on Google.
I really don't think it. I will deny it to the end of my days.
You can, but I mean, fact is
But
fact.
you're wrong.
How you doing with your beer?
I'm probably about 50% way through.
Okay,
Where you at, dog? About the
I'm
same?
a little bit under.
Let's call it a night. We've been
All
drinking.
right. Well, why don't you? Yeah, you chug it. I'll do the beginning tags. You can follow us at Beer Belly Pod at Instagram, and also on Twimmer. You can also send us any kind of beer suggestions. Last episode, we agreed that we would drink alcohol that makes us go blind. We've recently had another meeting, and we retract that statement.
That's it. So what are your passing words of wisdom always?
Even after 7 years, Lagunitas is still terrible.
We've been friends for longer than that, though.
Yeah, but we were drinking other things before IPAs.
That's a good point.
Like 4 years beforehand.
It's
Those
so
are my words
true.
of
Isn't
wisdom.
that weird how to think, though? Seriously, isn't that weird to think that you and I were not even close to IPAs for the first several years you and I were best friends?
Mhm.
Isn't that weird?
Just liquor.
It's weird, though.
Mhm.
How did it come to be? Or is that a story for another episode?
Yeah. I actually like that story for another episode.
All right, then.
Next
Tune in for next episode. Until then, again, follow us, like John said, on Instagram and Twitter at Beer Belly Pod. If you want to know when new episodes air, again, those are the places to follow us. Let us know. Again, email us anytime if there's just random questions you have, or if there's any beer suggestions or alcoholic suggestions in general you want to throw out there. beerbellypod@gmail.com. That is us. You can find us there. Have a good time. We love you. Goodbye.
Peace.